Now let's see if I can get into the meeting minutes.
I think they should be.
No, here we go, right here. No?
No, that's fine.
Huh,
You can find it?
no. That's the advisory. That's the presentation. And there's no link.
Can you find the meeting minutes?
Should have been in the meeting minutes. Meeting minutes.
Oh, this was, sorry. Got it. So this was the meeting minutes from last time. All right, so I'm going to scroll through. Got the current AV and construction projects, the AI update, the technical conference that they held, and the meeting adjourned at 9:49. Take a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second? Second. Any objections? All approved? Okay. And, so I don't have the,
Can you put the agenda?
that's what we were missing, the agenda.
Yeah, it's right there.
There we go.
Thank you. On the left-hand side.
Yep, got it. All right, so informational, we got the school board policy here.
It is.
I just have a couple slides, but.
Yep, there you go.
Good morning. Usually I don't get to talk, so this is kind of cool. So, because everything is security related. So we have a policy coming up, 1.096, that's coming up to the board. Basically, it just speaks to this committee. We made some minor changes, and I'll show you the policy in a second. So we changed it to add the word advisory to stay consistent. We expanded the resident area for the committee members. This is something I spoke with Deepak on, and we felt that while the preference is always for somebody to be in Palm Beach, there may be instances where somebody moves because of spiraling home costs, right? Like, so if you moved into either St. Lucie or Martin County, I don't know that you go to Broward or Miami-Dade, but just expand it in case there was somebody who was really qualified that TAC wanted to bring on to the committee. And then just reaffirm the qualifications of the members. So we are hitting the workshop on 7/31, development is 9/4, and then hopefully adoption on 10/16. So that one's that. Oops, not getting back. All right, so the policy, again, we added the word advisory to stay consistent. We added advisory then throughout the document. The purpose and the mission stay the same. The key areas. So then we did, again, we added this part or confidential security information. So again, the selection of vendors, one is a confidential. If it's a security vendor, we want to exclude that. And as you know, breaches haven't slowed down or stopped recently. Everybody's getting their free credit reporting from other companies, so that has not slowed down. So this is the main part that we changed. Again, and I'll just read it, forgive me. The committee shall be composed of 7 members, recommended, so that you aren't appointed, you're recommended for appointment by the board as provided in Board Policy 109, consistent with the qualifications as provided in this policy and in 109. However, the members of the committee is not limited to Palm Beach County, but members may be residents of St. Lucie County, Martin County, Broward County, Miami-Dade. And all the members, all the members of the committee shall serve in a voluntary capacity. And then the board members shall also be provided copies of these policies when they are revised. So 1109 and this one is, then we'll make sure that you have a current copy. Qualifications have not changed. The operations has not changed. So Florida statute has been updated. And then that's basically it. Comments, concerns? Otherwise, thank you very much. I'll let you get back to.
Get the agenda back up. Close that one.
Good morning.
Thanks. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Mike Callahan, Director of the IT PMO, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Halo Vape Detector project that we're doing for middle and high schools. So we'll jump right in. Here's just a quick overview. So vaping continues to be an area of concern for middle and high school students, the possible health and discipline issues that come out of that, as well as increased facility damage and repair costs. We chose the Halo vape detectors after a rigorous review of available options with the committee and the leading solution providers. The Chief Operating Office is the project owner and sponsor, with Student Wellness also as a co-sponsor, and of course, Chief Mooney and our Princeton School Police as a stakeholder. And the goal for this is to greatly reduce the frequency and amount of vaping by students in our school. This is the Halo vape detector. Basically, it's an IoT device that is power over Ethernet and will be placed in all of the group bathrooms throughout middle and high schools. Eventually, we're in the pilot phase now. We'll talk about that in a minute. So these devices have the ability to detect all manner of vapes, including the flameless vape devices, and will detect THC, whether that's coming from a vape or another product. So there are additional health, safety, and security features available, including indoor air quality as well, but the primary focus, obviously, is for the vape and THC detection. Notifications can be sent locally at schools and district-wide via email, mobile, or both. And there is a mobile app that goes along with this for the administration. Okay, the project scope, we plan on doing, after the pilot phase, all regular middle and high schools, K through 8 and K through 12 schools, and select alternative and adult education schools as well. Our estimate is that will be about 80, in the range of 80, maybe 82 schools combined. Targeting group bathrooms, again, that are accessible to students during school hours. There are one to two devices per bathroom, depending on the bathroom size and design, because they cover a certain amount of area, each device. The Halo Cloud is the web-enabled application and companion mobile app for administering the devices, setting up the monitoring and notification configurations, dashboards, and reporting. What's out of scope for this project is individual use in staff restrooms, locker rooms, and other bathrooms not accessible during school hours. Here's where we're at with the project. We have 3 pilot schools in progress. West Boynton Middle School is actually live with the Halo. It's fully installed and live with the Halo vape detectors, we have a meeting tomorrow to talk about the disciplinary actions for it with the stakeholders to refine those some. So they've kind of put their live on hold until we have that meeting tomorrow. But we have all of the Halo devices that we need for the pilot. We have been struggling a little bit getting contractors who want to do these installations for us at a reasonable price. So we're continuing to engage our friends in construction and facilities to be able to get those contractors on board with helping us with this. So here's what the dashboard looks like, and I can't really zoom in, but basically these are the hot spots. So this is this is from a couple of days ago from West Boynton Middle, and these two bathrooms here are really the hot spots. So it just in a short amount of time, it's pretty easy to identify where the real problem areas are, and then be able to bring more resources to bear on those. There, again, a lot of other things there, quality index, I think this thing has up to, maybe 20 or 25 different sensors in it that we can track towards. And that's really it for my presentation. So at this point, I'd take questions from the group or the Google Meet.
I had a quick question. I apologize for joining late. This is Kathy Myron. You mentioned you can identify the hotspots. What is then the remediation plan when you identify those trends? What happens next?
So, and we're going to talk about that probably more fully in the meeting tomorrow. I would say that plan is in progress, but generally speaking, I think it's just going to be to have more vigilance and awareness and staff around those areas during the times that it's that the spots are the most hot. Yeah, I see a hand up.
Yeah, it's Keith Oswald. I just want to add that, when we first started this, that operationalizing this from a school administration standpoint is something that we have to work through now that this is up and running. Obviously, when that goes off and we have students in the restroom, we have to work through what that looks like from a disciplinary approach, from law enforcement approach, to make sure that we are following our policies and how we approach and address those issues. So just to add into Kathy's question. So that's something on Mesa House that we're going to be working through.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Chief Oswald. It's a great point. So yeah, basically, we expect to come out of the pilot program with those processes and procedures. The other thing that we're working on with these is really trying to make them as tamper resistant as possible. They do have tamper warnings in them, like we'll know if someone's trying to mess with them. But we've been looking at how we can mount them, on plates or cams in the ceiling so that they really will be as tamper resistant as possible.
I was going to ask if you had any tampering during the pilot.
Quick question is, I noticed you said the cost was high. Is it because they have to be wired, or any particular factor? What's causing the cost to be high?
Okay, so I'm going to speak probably more frankly than I should here. It seemed to me that some of them were the I don't want to do it cost, so, but, especially at Lake Worth High. We have some of our older schools are really challenging, based on the wiring and the layout and everything. But we do think that we are going to be able to engage between our cabling contractors and electrical contractors, that we're going to find folks who are willing to partner with us on this.
There we go. Just a quick question on, communication. Is the school system going to send this out and say, these have been installed, or are we looking for word of mouth? Sometimes that's a good deterrent on its own.
Yeah, I think it's probably to be determined in the pilot phase. We are not having them alarm inside the bathroom. That's the idea, is they should be kind of stealth. And then so I think that probably will be up to Chief Oswald and Chief Sanchez, along with Chief Mooney, to decide how we communicate their availability out to the public.
Yeah, going back to the.
Yeah, that's correct. How we approach that is one of the decisions points we have to decide. From what we heard from other districts who went down this road, some told the students up front and families, some did not, but eventually word got out. And they had that spike in the beginning, and then eventually they saw the decline once they saw that this was occurring. So depends on the approach we want to take. That's one of the decision points we're going to work through.
Going back to the tampering, I'm assuming there's existing policy about students destroying property that you would leverage if students did tamper with it. That's not new policy, that would be existing policy.
There is existing policy, and we're going to discuss that tomorrow. It basically is under $750 over 1,000, or under 1,000 over 1,000 things, but there is existing. There also is existing policy already on tobacco-free environments, as well as the use of drugs or intoxicants and the possession of. So
Any other questions online? Okay.
all right, that's great. Thank you for your time.
Go back to the agenda. Where's the agenda? I'm clearly a Mac user.
Is this the next one?
I gotta get better with my PC skills. There we go. Thank you. All right. Sharp copier replacements.
Go ahead. Let me direct for you.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Good morning. My name is Kara Rubinson. I'm the Director of IT Technical Operations. I'm here to speak with you about our MFP multifunction printer copier replacement project that's coming up. You want to go to the next slide? So we have thousands of MFPs in our schools and departments. We currently have Sharp is our vendor. We are going to stay with Sharp for the next contract. We have a new Sharp contract going to our school board for approval on May 8th. Assuming that is approved, we will kick off the project shortly after and replace all of our existing machines in each school and department, primarily over the summer. We have, all of this is in the project scope. The new thing really is the Bitdefender, and that is antivirus software that's going to be added to each machine, and that's going to make sure that our machines remain secure over our network. We did get a pretty heavy discount on the Bitdefender from Sharp, so that was very good. And the rest of it, most of this functionality we already have, and in our existing contract. If you want to go to the next slide, Michael. These are the benefits that we already have with our current existing MFPs. Our schools and departments have become quite reliant on the MFPs for several of our business processes. And that's even more so, I think, with the new machines. The scanning, the volume of scanning has gone up quite a bit in terms of printing versus scanning. We've been scanning P-card documents for several years, and that's become a very entrenched process in our school district that they really rely on the MFPs for. What we've added in the last 12 to 18 months is scanning student records directly into SIS. So that's part of our electronic cumulative folder project that we started about 18 months ago. And so we want to make sure that we continue to support our schools in that effort going forward. And the next slide. So as I mentioned, we have the contract going to the school board for approval on May 8th. Assuming that'll be approved, the first deliveries and installations will begin on May 21st, which is shortly before the end of the school year, and we will finish the last deliveries and installations on July 29th, shortly, or well before the start of school in August. Each individual principal and director will receive an email from us with their specific delivery date. And if they have a conflict, that they can let us know, and we can adjust as much as we can accommodate them. We certainly will do that. But we want to make sure that we get the bulk of them done, obviously, before school starts. And that's, I neglected to mention in this project scope that we are getting a new server environment as well. So we're replacing all of the servers with new servers to make sure that we have the processing is highly redundant and all of that as well. So that's about it. If there's any questions. Okay,
Any
thank you.
from online? I don't see anybody online. All right. So that was it for the agenda today. So we'll take a break in, looks like, until August. That's tentative. So mark your calendars for the tentative, and then we'll confirm as the time gets closer.
Michael, there is one hand
It looks like Joe has
from
his hand up.
Joseph.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is Joe Sanchez. I meant to chime in while we're talking about the Halo. I just wanted to point out that that project is being funded by the Jules settlement. So, I mean, it's good. It's always good when we can get somebody else to pay for our projects. So, I just wanted to make sure that the community knew about that.
That's nice. Thank you for that. Any others? All right, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, that's it for today. Thank you.